Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. Bar is open, so let's review the Saint Remy XO brandy. Hi there, SG Alcohol Guy here, giving you honest reviews on the alcohols that I am tasting. And as mentioned, today we'll be looking at the Saint Remy XO. But to begin, let's understand what's a brandy and what's an XO. So, a brandy is a type of distilled spirit made from fermented fruit juice. It can be made from apples, pears, grapes, anything that can be fermented into alcohol. In the case of the Saint Remy, it's made from grapes. And then we need to understand what is an XO. It's even stated on the bottle, extra old. And the definition of extra old is that it must be aged for at least 6 years. So I had the review of the VSOP previously, the very special old pale. That was a minimum of 4 years. This is a minimum of 6 years in terms of aging. And how I'll review brandies will be similar to how I review whiskies, meaning I will first have it neat, followed by a couple of drops of water. Then I'll have it with ice cubes. For brandy, it's recommended to have 2 cubes of ice, so I'll be doing just that. And the new thing that I'll be adding in for brandies is I will be adding in warm water. And this particular bottle of XO, this Saint Remy XO, is retailing at 59 Singapore dollars. For that, you will get a beautiful 700 milliliters bottle with a 40% alcohol content. So let's begin with the review. And as mentioned, we will start having it neat. And I must admit, I'm pouring a little bit more simply because I need to taste it neat with a bit of water and then with ice. So I'm using all from this one pour. And immediately the color is darker compared to the VSOP. So where that was aged for 4 years, this is aged for 6. And you can tell that it's a lot more amber compared to that. However, there are still hints of lighter colors at the edges, but it's not as obvious as in the VSOP. So I do feel this could potentially give a stronger tasting finish. What I like to do is I like to swirl the liquor in the glass to see how long it takes to come down from the sides. In this case, it's actually holding up relatively well. It's trickling down really, really slowly. And that's a good sign in the sense that it will have a nicer finish at the back of the throat. Scent-wise, it does come across as a little bit more robust compared to the VSOP. It does feel a little bit fruitier as well. Surprisingly, I can't smell the alcohol much, which is a good thing because it doesn't overpower your senses and it just gives you the taste of the alcohol. Well, let's find out with taste test 1. So, it does immediately taste oaky the moment it entered my mouth. That's that dry oakiness all across my tongue, all along my tongue. It is a bit sweet. That's probably from the grapes. It's a bit sweet from the grapes, and that's a very pleasant sweetness floating up from my tongue while the dryness stays there. So it's a very good mix of these two flavors just from this one sip. It is, however, very light at the back. There is a bit of a finish, but it does feel a little bit bland. So it's not a very long-lasting finish. It doesn't give a strong impression towards the end. But it's a pleasant drink nonetheless, neat. So immediately it's a lot better than the VSOP. And now let's find out whether the taste can be elevated with some water. with water, the scent became smoky. That's very surprising. It smells a little bit like charred oak, actually. I won't say it's peaty, but I'll say it's charred oak. The sweetness is still there. In fact, it's elevated quite a bit. With the alcohol smell being reduced, the sweetness is elevated. But from the dry oakiness that I had earlier on, it became charred. Let's see if that translates into the taste with taste test 2. I'm not enjoying this taste at all. So my advice is don't add water to this. It doesn't elevate it in any way. It kind of makes it worse. Let's see if it can be salvaged with some ice. As mentioned, this will go into the one with ice. What a classy way of pouring it. And while I let it chill, let me get some warm water as well. And let's also prepare a small portion for the warm water. So, with ice, let's check out the scent. It smells exactly the same as with water. Any wooden oakiness is gone. It's just sweet right now with ice in terms of the scent, right? So, in terms of the smell. So, let's see how it tastes chilled. Oh, this is magnifique. This is really the right way to drink this XO if I compare the first 3 ways. Neat was good by itself. Don't get me wrong, it was really nice and balanced by itself. Adding water, don't even think about it. I don't even want to remember how it tastes. It was just off. But with ice, it's really smooth. You have that oakiness back. You know, it came in, and it appears only after you've finished the drink, and then it stays and lingers at the back. But the sweetness of the brandy is there. It just glides around your tongue, just really pleasant. Having it with ice is probably one of the best ways to have this XO. But now, let's have some warm water. I'm using 45 degrees Celsius water. I don't recommend anything higher than that because it might change the texture too much, right? Because you don't want to have it too warm. Usually when you drink brandy, you can even warm it up with your hands so that just to affect the change a little bit. I prefer to use a bit of warm water because, you know, there are some establishments in Singapore where as you order brandy, they provide you a mixer of warm water, and I'm kind of used to that already. Of course, if you watched the previous video on the VSOP, you will know that I actually do not frequent such establishments simply because, you know, you don't drink in peace. There are always hostesses who join you for the drinks and engage in games and stuff to disturb your night. I don't like such stuff. And adding warm water to it is very similar. It takes it back to the neat, but it enhanced the sweetness in the glass. The smell is enhanced. It actually feels very pleasant because the alcohol smell is gone as well. So it's something that I'm really, you know, I just feel that with its scent, I'm looking forward to it. And let's find out with taste test 4. Adding warm water to it gave it a feel that it is a stronger version of the neat. I know it doesn't make sense, I'm diluting it with water, but it became a stronger version of when I had it neat. The flavors are more pronounced, although it became smoother and the oakiness disappeared. It just comes across as a stronger drink by adding water to it. And personally, if I were to choose the best way to drink this XO, I would choose to have it with ice. It does tend to bring out more layers. It does feel a lot more enjoyable drinking this, and that's how I would drink this. It might be different across different brandies, so it looks like I don't have a choice but to purchase more and do comparison tests. But for now, I'm having this Saint Remy XO on ice. Hey there, thanks for watching up to this point. I do hope you enjoyed the reviews. I do want to state, however, that all these reviews are based on my personal taste, preferences, and opinions. They are not to be used as an industry standard. I do, however, want to know what you think about XOs or even this Saint Remy if you've tried it. Drop me some comments, let's compare some notes. And if you're still here, do help me click on the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, plus the notification bell, because I upload 2 new videos every week. Most importantly, my friend, happy drinking!